Hello everyone, today I'm going to do a video on your front kingpin droop. Now I'm not going to go into details about what droop you should run for what conditions. Ideally you want to run a car where there is just little to no preload on your front springs. Okay, so as you can see at the bottom of the picture near the wheel you have the kingpin spring, and just above that you have the lower suspension arm, and then your upper block, and then your upper arm. Now, I want you to kind of focus in between the lower suspension arm and the upper block, the steering block, because I'm going to compress the suspension down so you can kind of see where the droop is, all right? It just gives you a visual, okay? I'm just going to push the suspension down a little bit. All right, now keep focused on that same spot. I'm just going to lift the suspension up a bit. Oh, look at that. So you can see that there is a little bit of droop. Now, it looks like there's a lot because the camera zoomed in so much, but it's about 0.4 millimeters approximately. Now, a lot of guys will say, oh, well, you don't really need to run a lot of droop. You can just have it at 0, but my personal preference, I like to run about 0.4, 0.6 millimeters, no more than that. Okay. Now, one thing to keep in mind, say that you have your droop settings set at 0.4 millimeters with medium springs. Now, what will happen is if you go to a harder spring, that harder spring will probably take away all that droop that you've had with your medium spring. And so what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take out some shims in order to bring back that droop value that you were running before. Same goes if you're running softer springs compared to this medium spring. If you're running a softer spring, what will happen is the softer spring will compress a lot more due to the weighted load of the chassis. And what will happen is you will have a lower ride height and you will have much more droop to play with. To take out all that droop and to restore your ride height, what you need to do is add some thinner kingpin shims. Now, depending on what size of spring that you're using, if it's really soft, you might have to add another 0.5 millimeter shim, like the copper shim in the video here, or you might have to buy some aftermarket shims with various thicknesses to regain the same droop and the same ride height. All right, but like I said, this is just a visual, just to give you an idea of where to look and see what happens when you do change different springs. You know, if you go to a hard spring, you'll see a difference in the droop. Same goes with soft springs. Okay, I hope this was of help. And one important thing is, please check both the left and right height. Please check and make sure that the left and right hand side droop settings are equal. If they're not equal, there's probably an issue going on. It could very well be your springs. One spring could be damaged, one spring could be mismatched with the other. You have to make sure that both sides are giving equal droop settings. If not, you'll have some handling problems. All right, sorry about the tongue-tied bit of information there. I hope this was helpful, and happy racing. Bye-bye.